This episode of Speakers of Eidolon is made possible by our generous patrons, like Chris, Clinway, Sarnai Hema, Metalligo Phaleon, Rita Hartnell, Ariel, Cielo Redwind, Rionette Shikara, Courtney, Dimos Sprocket, Christoph Haas, Centra, Casey Schaefer, Scry de la Rosa, Bobby Forbridge, and Omega Cat Comet. Support the show and become a patron today at patreon.com/speakersxiv.
This is Speakers of Eidolon.
Good evening, Aorsians. Welcome to Speakers of Eidolon, episode 78. I'm Nikhil Bravestone, and I'm joined today by Yaspot, Rollo Des, and Malavanadar.
Hello.
Episode 78, we made it. Nothing's gone wrong today. What a great show this is going to be. Today we're going to talk about patch 4.2, which released on Tuesday this week. It's February 3rd, 2018, by the way, if you're watching this in a recording. The additional plots and purchasing guide has been released, and music has been leaked for 08S, and Soken is not too happy about it. And in the great discussion today, people seem to be complaining about the references to Final Fantasy VI in Sigmascape, and that will be our main topic in the great discussion. Did I mention that we're going to review patch 4.2 today? So we're going to go through all of it. It's spoiler-free, so there's no story spoilers today. So don't worry about that. In the post-show, so make sure you stay tuned for this because it's comments of the week as usual. But also minimum eye level. We're expecting today's show to be longer than usual. And last time we kind of fucked up the previous episode because we felt like we had to fit minimum eye level in there. That's not going into the post-show for now. And the great discussion, or the general discussion as usual. So stay tuned for that. So what have we done in 14 this week before we start with the meat of everything?
I did a bunch of crafting. You know I got to do that crafting.
Yeah.
Got all those Mastercraft tomes. Cleared V5S in just like basically just over a lockout. Went into V6, but it hurts. It's hard. It's really hard. So hopefully we can clear that next week. But it's good. It's good. And Ananta's, all the usual stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that.
It's been a patch we all sort of do. We've all done
Everything.
patch stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's kind of pointless to ask what we've done this week because obviously we've done 4.2. I just realized that. That's a bit weird to bring up. Channel updates then. Remnants of a Realm was held back this week because of the patch. Because, when a patch releases, you kind of don't want to watch stuff from 1.0. I think that's a given. It's not like, oh, finally, I can watch some stuff from 2010 now that we got this brand new content. So I held it back. It'll be back this week. But I am playing with the idea of making Roar bi-weekly. Now, put your pitchforks down. Let me explain. The previous episodes, I've kind of had to rush because it's weekly. And there's... I'm going to give you a few examples of mistakes that I've made so you understand. The episode, the most recent episode, for instance, if you look at the UI, the thing that drops down with the information on it. Now, this episode was about the Black Shroud, but the flag was Ul'dah. I had forgotten to switch the flag. Like, mistakes like that would have been caught if I had time to rewatch it before I published, and I go through everything. Also, factual errors appear I made the most annoying mistake. I said that a theme had been switched out or added in patch 119, and it turns out that, and I said, it's playing in this zone, while the other theme is playing in this zone, like the old theme. It was the other way around. Wow. Stuff like that happens when you don't have time to fact check. So I'm thinking about it, but don't worry, Remnants of a Realm will be out next week anyways. But just stay tuned for more news on that. It's going to end soon anyway, so okay. We're phasing it out. Yeah, the Friday stream didn't happen yesterday. Just couldn't be asked. we need to work on what that stream is.
Yeah,
we'll rebrand it to a 14 hangout for the time being until we figure out where to go with that. So it'll be a 14 hangout, whatever the fuck that means, but stay tuned for that. Okay, and then quick news update. Letter from the producer live. Part XLII. I've stopped reading the Roman numerals. What is XL again? 42. Scheduled for Saturday, February 10th, 2018 at 1:30 a.m. PST, 9:30 a.m. GMT. That's like a fucking present for us.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
yeah.
So we'll have pretty much breaking news on that podcast, because that's the Eureka live letter, I believe. So
It is! Yes!
Finally, we get to know.
Trying to contain myself, but I can't.
Don't be excited, yes, because we're gonna get
I'm sorry.
disappointed. No, we're not gonna get disappointed. Okay, let's get into the main content. Patch 4.2 review, spoiler free. So let's just talk about the main scenario, not about what's happening in it, but like just how it was presented in the patch, compared to, let's say, 4.1. How do you guys feel? Like, how do you feel the quality wise? Is this better, worse, or the same level as 4.1?
I'd say it's better. I like how the quests pan out and how the instances were really fun.
Yeah.
The one I won't say.
No.
It was a good time.
Yeah, there's an instance. Yeah. Yeah, it had a very I felt more invested in this. I felt invested in 4.1 too, but I felt like there's something that happens in the story that's very there are two major things that happen in this. And I feel like they were executed quite well. Mel, you haven't finished it yet, am I correct?
Nope.
Yeah,
that's correct.
So you're missing out on one of them.
Yeah,
one of the big things at least.
Yeah.
Directly comparing, it's kind of hard for me. I had like a very mixed mess. I kind of had a mixed bag with 4.2. I loved a lot of it, and then when we can talk about spoilers, I'll kind of get into why I sort of didn't like some of the things they did. But I agree with Rolo. The instances were really good again, which they've been doing just a good job through all of Stormblood, so I'm glad that's continuing.
Yeah. We shouldn't. Yeah, I don't think we can dwell too long.
Exactly. We can't really talk about the things that we want to talk about. So
no, let's talk about
as far as story.
Yeah.
How'd you guys like the stinger?
You mean the thing?
Just good or bad?
Like you're talking about the very end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. I honestly don't know.
I'm still processing
that question
it.
You made me too. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on then to the dungeons. It kind of relates to the MSQ because, for the first time, I guess, the dungeons aren't none of the dungeons are tied to the MSQ. It is just subtly like hinted at, like this. Yeah, the quest NPC sort of shows up in the MSQ, I guess, but yeah, you can then choose to pick it up at one point.
Which I do want to say is a very good way of getting that done, because it does suck. Years later when somebody's going to do the story. Yeah. When does Heavensward ever take you to Unakau High to start the Warring Triangle? Like it doesn't. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that they kind of guided you in that direction, so that it's way harder to miss. If you missed it, it's basically your fault that you missed it. You saw a quest and you didn't pick it up, right?
Yeah.
So,
and they tell you too if you're paying it. Oh, hey.
Right.
When you're done, I have something you guys need to do for me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think that was a good way of getting that done. Absolutely. For sure.
Yeah.
The dungeon itself. How'd you guys like it?
Yeah. Let's. Yeah. Hell's Lid.
Really.
Hell's Lid was really good. It had some pretty cinematic areas to it. How detailed are we allowed to go into this? It's not really spoilers, is it?
Dungeons are sites.
I mean, it's dungeons. Yeah.
So like the bit where you drop down and the 4 walls of lava were coming to you, that was really cool.
That was in the trailer too.
Yeah.
Were good. They were really good bosses. They had some reasonably interesting mechanics.
Yeah.
I really liked Hell's Lid. I think it's a really good dungeon.
Yeah. I like it. It has some 11 references. If I might there, yeah. I'll also I mean the I don't know why we didn't pick up on this, but the turtle is I keep forgetting his name. I was trying to remember it. Genbu. Which I thought was impossible because surely he wouldn't be in the dungeon. But turns out the dungeon and they do the trial is fucking linked.
Yeah, that was genius. That one was really good. It worked so well.
Cool.
That was good. That was very satisfying when you realize that this is all just linked together.
Yeah.
Plus, I just love the little cute animals you get to hang out with all the time.
Yeah, like a 1,000-year-old fat cat.
Stupid cat.
Yeah, and they're like, and then they're like, look at me, I'm adorable. They're also like, I will rip your soul out.
Yeah.
I will kill you.
I've murdered thousands.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my god, you're just like a little baby chicken. Like, come on, be cute. Fine.
They kind of lived for 1,000 years. They're tiny.
They sure did.
Yeah.
Did you see? They showed Byakuya. He had a face, and then he had a messed up face 1,000 years later.
Yeah.
That simple.
Yeah. Is there anything else to talk about and about Hell's Lid? Anything that stuck out?
I think I just basically want to say that is probably my favorite design done, like visually is probably up there for one of my favorite.
Yeah, it was
like the small details are just fantastic. Like there's even parts where there's like little lava holes, like where the lava's like squirting out of the walls. If you look under the water, it's building a small mountain underneath it. Like the lava is hardening and building a small mountain. Like the attention to detail is super cool.
Nice.
And they're doing such a good job with dungeon design, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Did you like the Weeaboo Sastasha area as well?
They loved it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
And it was Sastasha, but Asian themed.
Better.
Right?
It was better. It was a better version of Sastasha.
It was not ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were no clams.
No clams.
No clams.
To be fair, there's no clams in hard mode, so
that is true. There are no clams. I haven't really thought about that. Not you can't even see
one
like tomorrow, a cameo clam in the back.
You know what? I'll give you that. There might be a cameo clam.
Just in the corner.
Yeah, the cameo clam. Okay, Fractal Continuum Hard.
Boring, but cool lore-wise. Really good lore.
Is it called Fractal? Yeah. It is Fractal, right?
Yeah, Fractal.
Because I keep forgetting. I'm mixing it up with the other one.
I just found the boss designs dull and the dungeon felt a bit long.
Yeah.
But the lore part of it and the story around it was really good.
That was
I guess
surprising.
it's not that bad.
Very
overall.
much so.
But that's just how I feel.
Is that a spoiler to talk about the story of Fractal?
I don't want to. Yeah, we might not go into too much detail.
I mean, not real. I mean, if we're talking about like the Exali stuff, that's not like that's
like 2.1.
That was Heaven's Word. Like when we really got talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
Sure, we're fine to talk.
Continue it a bit, don't they?
Yeah.
Just basically confirm it. That's all.
Yeah.
Is that we basically had to figure out where the Exali came from.
There's like a Vivi moment there.
Pretty much, it's very similar to a Vivi moment. Yeah, it's like, oh, this is where I was created, or my ancestors were created. Like I'm not real, basically.
Yeah.
And then they ruin it by going really happy again.
Yeah, that was kind of a roller coaster. But
as far as the dungeon itself, I actually agree with you almost 100%, Mela. I felt the exact same way. Where like the lore, I would say the design itself, I still liked. It looked way better than the original Fractal.
Yeah, it looks.
I didn't love it, but it definitely looks better than the original Fractal.
Yeah.
When me and Lukey went in, we got we both said this looks like that coil turn, the one where it
turn 3. It looked like turn 3, but it was the jumping one. It felt more like samey. Like they've been here before. It's the same look. I liked this is annoying because I really liked the part where the mobs are like hitting the glass.
Yeah.
But then they used it like a million times.
Do you want to know what else? I had that ruined for me immediately.
What? Why?
Because everybody's like, dude, I got jump scared, but in Fractal.
Yeah.
I didn't get got once.
Yeah, I didn't even.
Because I looked up and I went, I can see where they're coming from on the minimap.
Yeah.
Because everyone that pops out of the glass, you can go into the glass, right?
Yeah,
so it shows you every single one that's obvious. So I noticed that right away and was like, oh. So I can ignore that guy who's smashing, trying to scare me. He's not scary. I know you're weak. And then he get all sad and walk into the corner.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I really like the second boss, the Ultima War Machine, whatever.
Yeah.
Like taking
Yeah.
War and Triad stuff. Didn't like the last boss, the first boss too much, but I thought the second one was really.
I do not like the first boss at all. Yeah, I thought that was boring.
Yeah,
I thought
Which sucks because I was excited
the
to fight
coolest looking one. Like it's really unique. It is like an Allegan tombstone you find, which is cool.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then it's like it does nothing.
Hate the boss though.
I agree that the second boss was pretty, but they didn't do enough with it. I feel.
No, and it doesn't
You
even
think they should add
complete.
sword?
It doesn't even have time to complete the
They should have
third.
added so.
Like when it's loading the third program, it usually always dies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you kill
It's
it
like
quickly.
It feels
Well, it
like
can be-
you're
it's
skipping
random, though.
mechanics. Yeah, it's random, but it's
Yeah.
always those
Oh.
three. But once he's loaded one, it disappears from the pedestal. So, like, when it's done with the third, it's supposed to be, like, done. But it feels like you're skipping mechanics because he never finishes that last, at least when I do it. It's just so good DPS, you know?
Oh, let me quote you from last time. Oh, I don't care. I'm a white mage. I don't care about damage.
Yeah. It felt a bit, meh. It was meh. It's a hard
music was
dungeon.
really good though.
Yeah, the music
Oh, that
was...
slappy bass line. Oof.
That was good. I like that.
Don't say it's a hard dungeon like that makes it worse.
No, I meant, yeah.
Ray
but-
Flux, for example,
Because, listen,
was way better.
did you just... Yeah, well, it was better because it was short and you could speedrun the shit out of it. But
Ray Flux is an amazing dungeon.
that is such a weird thing to say in 4.2. But
In 4.2.
it's what was I going? Yeah, the music is but as I'm said, it's very samey. But that is like given with a hard dungeon because it's
I
the
suppose,
same
yeah.
assets used, but in a different way. Okay, let's talk about the trial then. The Jade Stoa or Byakko boy. One of the most bizarre looking bosses because it's a bit disturbing. Probably.
He's a very handsome man. I love him.
He's a beautiful man.
Right,
Yeah,
well,
they did say that they made him as handsome as possible, but I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, all right.
There's this
Why does he have
Byakko
a
thirst
massive-
meme going around, so I
Like,
don't know.
Why does he have the tiger on his arm?
Yeah, well, it's
But
not
he's
on
just
his
like a
arm; it's
big
literally his
It is
arm.
his arm. Yeah, it's just.
I'm gonna be the guy to say it. I think it looks fucking stupid.
I think it's dumb in like a fun way. Imagine something like
It's in a fun way, yes.
Yeah.
But like when he's reaching out and cannon arming the tiger off, I can't look at that and be like, "That's cool."
It's
I'm
very-
like, "That's fucking stupid."
It's like something from Power Rangers. It's great. I love it.
It is like
Yeah.
I do like it in a very I don't like it way.
Yeah, there's like the falling mechanic is amazing.
Yeah, that's the
I hate
best
it.
thing.
How do you
It's
hate
only
it?
because you're farming it.
Okay, let's exactly.
Yeah, you're
exactly. That is the kind of shit that so when I finished normal mode, I was like, "That's great."
Yeah.
The falling mechanic should absolutely be in there. When I started doing extreme and the falling mechanic was still in there, I was a little bit peeved because that would have been like them keeping the sand mechanic in V3 Savage. Because it's like it's a pointless thing that slows down the fight that doesn't need to be there when you're actually when you've done it more than once.
They
You
should have
know?
kept it in normal. Yeah.
Should not been in extreme. Very glad it's in normal. It's really cool the first time, but I don't want to wait 2
It's so
minutes in the middle of
cool.
farming.
Can we time out for 1 second? Because people are complaining about YouTube. Is YouTube not working?
No, YouTube's not live. Yeah.
I love how you just said it like, YouTube's
Well,
not
yeah,
live.
because we said it before. Mail was like, it's not live, and I was like, yeah, we're not.
I thought it was just the chat that didn't line up.
Nope.
Okay, so we're not actually live. Why is that? What have you done?
I can't remember. I can't remember what I said.
Killed
We're
it.
not
I deleted our YouTube channel.
Yes,
Deleted the whole channel.
Yes, has hacked our YouTube channel. Hold on while we fix
I
this.
told you he looked suspicious.
Yeah, Mila
Trust a Canadian.
Mila is weird now.
Yeah, Mailer can't stop. Like, it's just like he's always staring at me, being like, "There's something up."
You
Oh,
don't know when
it's
I'm-
private. We've been streaming
Private
privately to
stream.
YouTube. I'm so sorry. Hello, YouTube.
Why is that even a feature? Let's privately stream.
it's because
myself.
I couldn't end the stream last time, so I had no choice but to turn it into. There we go. Hello, YouTube. YouTube's gonna take a while to catch up here. But... Okay. So yeah, the Jade Stoa Extreme. I have eye level requirement for that. Kind of fucked me up.
I can't get in there.
I mean, Mila could not. Okay, I'm allowed to say this because you said that I died on the red chocobo in Rabanaster, so it's my turn to embarrass you. We were gonna do Byakko normal, and Mila didn't have the eye level to enter.
Yeah, I had to go and get some Lost Allegan gear just to catch up.
Why didn't you have it already? Why would you already have Lost Allegan?
Because I didn't really bother in 4.1.
Call him out.
Don't worry, I've
Shame
capped
Milo
this
right
week,
now.
and I'm gonna cap every week. I'm
Good
gonna
boy.
make you so proud.
Good boy.
I'm gonna make you so proud.
Good
If you don't
boy.
cap next week, I'm gonna tell everyone.
Man, you hurt me sometimes.
Yeah, that one was embarrassing.
I play
a
Red
real
Mage
life
and Black
Raiden.
Mage. Why do you not have casting gear?
Okay, anyway, so yes, I'm assuming you've been to the extreme mode since you hate the
Mhm.
falling mechanic so much.
Yeah, I've cleared it.
Yeah, I've heard it's fairly easy.
Harder than Susanoo and Lakshmi for sure.
Okay.
Because obviously those are like two. Those are a joke.
Uh-huh.
Not definitely way easier than Shinryu, in my opinion.
Mm.
Is it basically the same as normal but without telegraph?
No, there's quite a few new mechanics in normal mode. I would say it's very similar. It shares a lot of mechanics with Sephiroth X, actually.
Oh, my favorite.
Mm.
And it's
can't be
done really
as
well.
hard
Like
as Sephiroth,
actually, like almost all the mechanics are to Sephiroth, except for the balls and the falling.
Mm.
One question: Are the
But,
balls 3D or 2D?
Oh, they're 3D.
Okay.
Are
'Cause
they?
I
So-
can't.
so-
It's
Why-
annoy me.
yeah. Well, they would be circles then. They wouldn't be balls. Okay.
Yeah, but you can never see them from you can ever see them from one angle.
What? Okay, they would be circles. I get that. Okay, fine. Okay. Let's move on. Unless there's anything else to add.
Why the hell is it 340? What's that all about? Seriously,
Yeah,
who decided to
that
make
is
that
weird.
340? Like,
Yeah.
I can get in because actually no, not even me in full best in slot. Technically, couldn't get in. I had to make my new accessories first.
Really?
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
it's very
tried
high
crafting
requirement, actually,
accessories.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, 340 is like what you're at if you got best in slot
Yeah.
in 4.1.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to be have cleared all
Yeah.
Savage just to get
Yeah.
into the new stream. That's actually
And I
really
had-
ridiculous.
Yeah, and I had crafted accessories on, so my accessories were 320.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to craft 350 accessories, which cost me, 3 days of game time and like 20 million gil or some shit.
Sweet.
But
Wait, what,
but I got in.
cost you? I thought you were an Omnicraft.
Well, I made it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The materials were worth that much. We're good.
Okay, let's talk about Omega Sigmascape. This one's going to be
Ooh.
hard to do without spoiling. So I think we're just going to say now that we're going to spoil this. Because this isn't MSQ. There's not much. The thing we can spoil are the bosses, but not the story around it. Is that a
Yeah,
thing we can do?
Sure, that sounds
Okay.
fine to me. Yeah. I mean, if you don't know the bosses, then you.
Yeah.
It
ties-
You probably watch the trailer. I guess I don't know.
That will tie into the great discussion too if you don't know what the
For sure.
Okay. Omega Sigmascape. So V5, which is technically
Yes.
V.
It's S1, isn't it?
Well, no, because it was.
No,
Oh,
it should be
this
Sigmascape
version, 'cause
V1.
it was, version.
So it's SV1.
But
So if it's
The
Savage, it's
SV1S.
SV1S.
Jesus
But no,
Christ.
it's
Why is it-
V5S.
Yeah, it's V5S. Yeah,
or
whatever.
O5S.
Yeah, or O5.
No.
Some use O, but V seems to become the standard.
V1.
So, yeah.
V won the battle between O and V. for
It sure did.
But they never use D.
Well, no, because that's what I was saying before. I was like, oh, it'd be S4S, but then they didn't call it like Gordius Savage. Like it wasn't like G, it was AS. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
because
wasn't
it was Alexander,
CS.
and this was Omega, isn't it? Rather than
It is weird how
V.
this
What's
how
the
we
V for?
decide.
It's in the names of the fights.
It's V1. It's
It's
like version
Delta
1.
Escape version 1,
Yeah.
Delta Escape version 2. Yeah.
I would call it O then. O5S.
O
is
is
what
the
I'm going for.
actually the correct one in my
Yeah,
eyes,
exactly.
but V
Yeah.
has 1. There's nothing we can do.
Okay,
We
well,
lost the
that's-
battle.
You're wrong because turn. It wasn't called. We didn't call it B, B1, B2, B3.
Oh, that's true.
No, that's true.
But
Uh,
turns never reset. Did
What?
they? Oh no, they did.
Of course they did. Yeah.
But then
absolutely.
people just added it on. Oh, this is
Yeah.
stupid. Why are we talking about this?
This is
It's 4 years ago, guys. We got to bring this up. It's time for change.
Let's talk about Coil. Coil was.
Let's rename Coil, guys.
Okay, so the first boss is Phantom Train. We already knew this Phantom Train, but it's a good. I mean, we're talking about normal first. It's
I mean, I can only say Savage on the first one, anyways.
yeah.
Rollo's cleared them all those.
Yeah.
Rollo.
Yeah, Rollo.
Big
First day
G,
with
so
He's our resident raid master.
So there you
Cleared
go.
the new Ultimate fight too.
Yes. Yes.
I have the
The one that's not out
You'll
yet.
see it.
It's nice. Yeah, so that's Phantom Train, and it was a great start on this new
Very
series.
cool.
Felt like it was very high tempo. I was expecting this to be
Yeah.
like a bit of a welcome to Sigmascape. This is some mechanics, but it was just like you're in it, go, and just everything was on you at once.
In my opinion, they went, "You've seen Alteroid. We're not doing that to you
Yeah.
again. Here you go. Here's a fun fight."
Yeah,
Here's the train just smack right into you. Have fun.
Right.
yeah.
Exactly.
And it had the weirdest. No, it's not the weirdest mechanic, but it's the mechanic that people for some reason seem to be very confused over. Is the light and the ghosts, which to me seems so basic. But every time I do this, there are the people that just run away from the light, and people with the ghosts running the other way, and they just run away from each other. I was like, go into the light.
They show you how it works too at the start with like.
Yeah, they literally show you.
They do.
The light makes the ghost disappear. There you go.
Yeah.
Even when they care value, someone messes it up.
Yeah. I also like the when you get thrown into the or you attack the thing,
Chimney?
the chimney on the train,
For
and
some
then
reason.
for-
Why?
hey, it's just how it is. It's a phantom train. Gotta attack the
But
chimney.
it's called the Doom Chimney.
yeah,
the Doom
And
Chimney.
So then it gets complicated.
Oh yeah, there's a Doom
is it
Chimney.
really? Wait,
It's
is
called
it
the Doom
actually?
Chimney. Yes,
I
it's
haven't even-
actually called the Doom Chimney.
Why
Yes.
did they do that?
But if
I
it's the
don't know.
Phantom
It's
Train,
actually called the fucking Doom Chimney.
it's the
Wow.
Phantom Train with the Doom Chimney. But
Yes,
what's the train
correct.
we're on called?
The ghost train?
Oh
What
my
if
God.
what if us the whole time we were on Doom Train?
Oh my God.
What is the train we're on called?
Oh my God.
That's honestly a very valid question.
We're on the Doom train.
Because we're on a train. We're just
Yes,
on
we're
a
on a
train that
train.
never gets like acknowledged.
Melee, you just blew my mind, actually.
Okay. The
Apparently,
second what?
you know the bit where you get thrown into the carriage.
Uh-huh.
Apparently, if you don't use the portal to go out, it just messes it up for everyone. You can't progress.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true, but I've read on the Reddit.
There's a
that-
better glitch than that to do with the portals in Savage. So in Savage, everyone has to get eaten by a ghost at the same point after you kill the chimney.
Mhm.
But everybody has to go into specific ones.
Really?
And the
Okay, that's
tank
cool.
ones. Yeah. All the ghosts look different. You have to go into different ones depending on who
That's
you are.
really cool. I like that.
The tank ones just hit really hard, but they have like no health. So I can kill one on my paladin in about like 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So if everyone waits with the throttle debuff, the one that kills you if you don't go inside,
Yeah.
if you kill it fast enough, if you kill your ad fast enough and you leave, it just cancels the entire mechanic for everybody. And nobody has to go into the go.
Oh, that's
Oh.
nice.
I'm 100% sure it's gonna get patched.
Yeah. of
But if
course.
you're doing V5S and your group's really struggling and you have a tank that has like a good enough DPS to kill that ghost fast, you can skip the whole thing.
Oh
Wow.
no, that's really good. Nice.
That's cool.
Which saves you like a minute and a half on Enrage or something like that. It gives you so much extra
God,
time.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty good.
Yeah. Well, V6 is the painting boy. Painting
Yeah.
boy.
hey,
fun.
a lady. So
I like it. It's just like Splatoon.
it was a good.
Use your ink brush.
It's not what I thought it would be. Like all it does is do a tether, and you have to click on the right one.
Yeah, in the normal
All you
mode at
use.
least, it's very like you know where to go because the tether. I don't know if that changes in Savage, but like the tether goes to the painting in front of the book you have to splash on, which I've.
Yeah.
Same thing in Savage.
It is really wow. So it's not really that big of a mechanic.
So the thing in Savage is like, he splits himself in normal mode. He goes
Uh-huh.
into 2 different paintings. In
Yeah.
Savage, he doesn't split himself. Him and her both go into different paintings.
Oh,
And she has a whole unique set of mechanics. When she goes
Okay,
into a painting,
cool.
it's a totally different thing than when he goes into a painting. So
I see.
it ends up
Right.
you having to combine stuff. There's actually a 5th painting in Savage as well.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
okay.
There's a Siren painting, which
Ooh.
removes all debuffs. It's basically a healer LB3 without the raise. Is basically what the Siren,
Oh, that's nice.
Ah.
which I'm assuming haven't been that far into the fight because it hits really hard.
Uh-huh.
But I assume that's for cleansing something. Or whatever,
Okay.
So
Oh.
V.
at least
Yeah.
worst fight of the tier in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a bit weak.
Most lackluster.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been a bit better than it is.
Mm.
Savage.
Like it had more to it.
Debatably, a lot of people are saying the Savage is easier than V5S.
Oh,
And
really?
I can see why, for sure.
Okay.
It's, besides damage, it's not really too bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Where are we? 7?
7. The Alexander bus.
Yes, it looks like
Guardian.
it looks like it's taking place in like the Alexander area-ish.
I like the arena.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Zervan.
Yeah.
Zervan's arena.
The surroundings are very Servanish, yeah. It's a nice boss. It's very hectic. We did the one Mel and I did the other day. Lasted
The one that lasted forever. Yeah.
If you don't have high DPS on this one, you're gonna be there for a while. And
you have to split your DPS off from the bus to do all the different mechanics.
Yeah.
All the ads.
Yeah.
There's so many ads in that fight.
If you trash and he goes on to the next one instantly.
We must have spent like 45 minutes or whatever in that. It felt like it, like half
It
an
felt
hour.
like
it. Oh, please,
I don't
no.
know. It took forever.
That's
It
really
probably- I mean,
bad.
Yeah.
Realistically, it was probably at least like 20.
It was
25
20
minutes.
to 30. It must
Yeah.
have been. I've never
Yeah.
seen him that far. And he
Yeah, it was-
repeated the same, like he was on his like 8th airplane mode, whatever. Like it was gross. But yeah, it's okay. It's not difficult.
So there's
that
no
one
enrage in
normal.
normal mode then?
No. No enrage. Confirmed.
It can last as long as you want.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
everyone was
Good time.
dying. And
Everyone was dying, and someone recognized me, so it was worse because I'm the healer, and it was great. Shout out to you if you're watching. Yeah. It's okay, I guess.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I assume the Savage version of that one's a little bit more
Yeah,
quite difficult.
I would assume, so. Yeah. Now,
Apparently the missiles go just as slow in Savage though.
oh, do they?
They don't,
Because
they
that
don't
was
go
like
any
my
faster.
first
They're
thought.
just comically slow.
They're so
They're
slow.
comically slow, absolutely.
Oh well.
How do you cut the bombs?
They cut the bums?
Cut the bums? Yeah, that's what I heard too.
What did you say,
The,
Marla?
the TNT, the bombs.
Oh yeah, how do you do
Oh,
that
how to
mechanic?
defuse it. It's
Which
the one that
one?
glows, right? You step on that circle or something.
Oh, it
I have no idea what you're
glows.
talking about.
There's some at some points
You
there's
know
some
when the bombs
TNT.
drop down?
The
He drops
TNT
two bombs and they have
He's
a
a
red line
tank.
of
He's a
blue
tank. He probably doesn't see him.
Yeah, have
He
you not
doesn't
even
do
seen this
mechanics.
mechanic?
No, I only did it
Okay,
fight
so
once
he-
and I killed it really
He
fast.
drops two like bombs on the floor, and
They're
they
just
have like
flat
a
out
circle around them.
TNT with
Yeah,
wires.
it's just TNT with like.
Oh yes,
two,
yes, yes. Yeah, no, I have no idea how to deal with that.
Yeah.
I stepped
Yeah,
in
I
like 3 of
don't.
them and died every time.
Yeah,
So
like you go
I
in.
know exactly what you're talking about now.
Across, and I don't know.
the one
don't
you
know
step
what
on,
to do.
it like glows after a few seconds. I think. So you
I
just
thought
step on
like
it.
maybe one person had to
Oh.
be in each one.
No, because
It's
there's
like
a wrong
set
one and a
figure
right
eight.
one. There's a wrong one and a right one. And if you step on the wrong
Yeah.
one, it blows up.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
I don't know. How
Apparently,
it
according to Rollos, it glows. So I think
works.
that
He's our
makes...
resident raid master, so
Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
a raid.
There's a specific wire that fucking stands out on them.
is
That was an
'Cause I didn't
aggressive
notice that.
aggressive comment, but yeah, that's Jesus.
Fucking
It's a
stands out.
fucking standing out there, fucking
Sorry.
losers. Jesus.
God.
Okay, last one.
Oh,
I don't I
it's
mean
him.
it's
you know
him.
Who it is.
It's Kefka. And it actually like it legit is Kefka. Like the model is
Yeah.
so it's so good.
perfect.
It's
Who's Kafka?
Who's Kefka?
He's a reference from one of the other games, but I've never played it.
But I've never played it.
I don't get it.
Oh yeah, like just
The model is just on point. They did great with X Death, and now they've done great again with Kafka. They're
And they
doing so
have
well.
Tower of Gods. It's
They have
there.
the Tower of God.
It's of course it's not the full Tower of Gods, but it's there. At least in normal. I don't think the full one is in. I think it's you just see the full one because you don't stop by. I feel like Tower of Gods was longer in the game.
Dude, Savage is a long fight.
Yeah, I know. Well, obviously because he's
120
spoiler. He
minutes.
turns into God Kefka. Whatever.
Which
Who could
that
have ever
that
seen that
alone
coming?
is like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
The God Kefka fight's like 15 minutes. There's way more. I believe there's more of the tower. I don't know if there's every single one from 6, like every part of the tower, but it's pretty close.
They kept the laugh in.
They did. I was expecting them to actually redo it, but
No, he's not
Even
voiced.
better.
He's not voiced.
He's not voiced. Yeah.
It's a real shame he isn't voiced.
Yeah.
The walk animation is good
Yeah.
though. Chat.
Now, do you guys think that they could have just gotten like Dissidia's voice actor?
Yeah, I would assume they did.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the Dissidia model. A lot of people seem to say that that's just the Dissidia model of Kefka, which makes sense. That's why he kind of looks too good almost for 14. It's hard to explain, but he looks too crisp.
Well, X-Death was kind of the same thing too, where X-Death was like, "Wow, this model looks."
Yeah.
Was X-Death why wouldn't they pull X-Death from Dissidia then
That's
too?
true.
Right?
I don't know. I mean, just look at Kefka. He's so crisp. He's crisp as a crisp.
Especially God Kefka. But
yeah.
see, that's the thing. God Kefka looks crazy crisp, and he's not from Dissidia, so I think that's just they did a really good job designing him.
That's true. I don't know. It doesn't matter where it's pulled from. It's a good model, anyways.
Hell yeah.
And Tower of Gods, I was happy with that.
Very much so.
Mechanics-wise, it's good with the AoEs that change.
I cannot.
Yeah, that was funny. I liked that.
Savage, I'll tell you what.
That's real fun.
I actually like the mechanic a lot, but I just know it's gonna.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good.
It's gonna be hell.
Probably not as obvious as well in Savage, which is fake and which is real.
I think it might actually be the same.
I haven't seen.
At least for Kefka, I don't know if God Kefka, what that's all about. Because I've tried to not watch much of that.
Yeah.
But I know for regular Kefka, I think in Savage he's still the same. He still does he has like the status icon and stuff.
Okay.
Still.
Yeah. Okay.
What was everybody's thoughts on like the tier as a whole? Better than last year? Worse than last year?
Way better.
Massive
honestly, for the normal modes, they were better fights, but I thought they were a little bit sort of too easy on the normal modes.
Okay.
I know they're meant to be, but I just thought they were. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, we commented on it when we did it.
For sure.
They were just easy.
Yeah, you feel that they've scaled it back. Like there's something missing in this fight. I know it's gonna come in Savage, and kind of feels a bit dumbed down.
I miss you just don't get sort of the accomplishment feeling in the normal modes at the moment, because you can almost one shot them instantly.
Yeah.
I think I only died on the train one.
Oh.
Because I ran away from the ghost. We all ran away from the ghost and died. And we were like, what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I wiped once maybe in the whole tier.
Yeah. I only wiped on Kefka.
I didn't actually wipe on Kefka.
We didn't wipe on Kefka. I think I died a few times.
I wiped on the one with the TNT because I kept walking into the TNT. Oh, what a shame. Yeah, that's the one I wiped on. The other ones were fine for me. Yeah, I mean, they're fine. They're good fights, but they're just
really good fights.
They're not very challenging. But I guess that's what Savage is for.
They do make me want to play Savage more, though, because I want them to be harder. So maybe that's what they're meant to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that means they're doing something right. Yeah. If that's how you feel.
Yeah. And V5...
Because I thought the same thing, where I was like, this tier, far more than the last tier, feels like it was designed for Savage. Specifically... Like, obviously, Neo X Death designed from Savage from the beginning. He's not a normal, so that's obviously they designed these fights with Savage in mind. Yeah. But stuff like Alteroid and Catastrophe just didn't feel like Savage fights, even in Savage.
Right.
Like they just weren't interesting. It felt like normal mode turned up half a degree.
Yeah.
You know, like
They were easy.
So this time around, having the fights, even the normal modes being more complex than some of the Savage fights. I'm not even kidding. Like Phantom Train is harder than Alteroid Savage.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, V5 is leaps and bounds over V1.
Yeah, just to have like a raid tier where everything makes sense in Savage and it seems like it was designed with Savage in mind.
Yeah.
I think this is definitely, I'm going to say that this is probably like the best raid tier since Final Coil, to be honest.
Oh, wow. Big statement.
Wow. That's high praise.
Big words.
I mean, Alexander's not really...
I mean, yeah.
I'm an Alex fanboy.
I mean, Mala's Alex fanboy, but I don't know why he is that. But I mean,
I thought they were really good.
Yeah, do you want to know why you're a fanboy? Because did you do any Alexander Savage?
A little bit, yeah.
Which tier?
when it was irrelevant?
Some Midas. No, I did some Midas when it was relevant, and some Creator when it was relevant.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
But it was hard.
You did skip Gordius.
Yeah, he did not
skip Gordius,
Gordius.
So I never got to enjoy
and
that.
he's never done Coil, so There's that too.
Yeah, well, I've only done Coilite unsynced, yeah.
Yeah, so that's not the same.
Which is sad. I'd like to go back and do it properly, but there's
You'll
no
never,
one's interested in doing that,
you'll
are they?
never be able to do that properly. Does that make you sad?
Yeah, min eye level sync.
It's not going to be the
Even
same.
then, the abilities have changed. It's all different.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh.
They were also nerfed like several times. Can you click? Yeah, you can click off the echo buff though. You can always do that, I guess. Okay, let's move on. Sigmascape, good. Let's talk about something that's not quite as good. Let's talk about the Glamour Dresser, everyone.
Okay.
Why did they ruin it?
We knew this was going to
it's really
crash.
good. No, that was a joke.
It feels like one step forward and 2 steps back.
Oh my!
It doesn't even feel like a step forward. It just feels like they've rolled backwards down a massive mountain.
Okay, so I was very upset about this a few days ago. So I was ranting. I will rescind my rants a little bit because macros do make it so you can accomplish the things you want to accomplish. The system itself, however, does not allow you to do that, and it's completely up to you to fucking do what the system was designed to do with macros. Why in the world did they not have the foresight to go, here's your glamour plate, attach it to this fucking job set? Not the gear, the job set. Yep. Wasn't that the point?
So if you change job set, do you then have to choose the glamour plate again? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I have a warrior and a paladin who look completely different, but they're sharing gear, if I switch from warrior to paladin, my paladin is now wearing undyed warrior gear, or that can't be worn by, a paladin or whatever. So it completely undoes the entire purpose of it. Which, like, it doesn't bring anything to the glamour system besides maybe the fact that it's what it boils down to is a copy and paste feature for glamours.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. I'm just going to mention this. This is a planned feature that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes, they did say that was going to be added.
Why not just keep it on hold until they've got that?
That is a good.
That's what exactly. That's my point.
This feels very unfinished.
I mean, it's sort of like how Perform was when it first came out. It was very not robust, but next patch it became a lot better.
Did what it was intended to do. This hardly does what it's intended to do.
This feels like
the bigger change with this is the glamour prisms change is bigger for me in general.
Yeah, like that's the one positive to come out of this is that the old system is now really accessible.
Exactly. It made the other system better.
I agree. They've made the glamour we can just call it the commode now because that's the appropriate name for it.
I'm fine calling it the fucking toilet.
The Glamour Toilet. Let's call it. That's our official name for it. Glamour Toilet. It's just they've taken the glamour system and then they've just overcomplicated it, added some restrictions on top, and slapped it into the game. And the fact that you can't even switch plates outside of large settlements. Like I was in Mordona, and I just instinctively clicked that button to see I can't fucking do it in Mordona.
Yeah. And macros can't solve that either.
It's where you fucking unlocked glamours in the first place. Just FYI, it's where glamours were born basically, and you can't switch glamour plates. It's so weird. It's so restrictive. And then we learned that removing glamour from the Glamour Toilet will destroy that item because that item no longer exists.
So everyone's saying that it's 200 spaces of free storage. It kind of is. If you never want the item again.
Yes.
If you have
so it's not really storage. It's more of a bank deposit that you'll never get back.
Yeah. It's like a toilet. You're flushing it down, you can't get it back.
You can
I can really is.
I can defend it in the sense that you can put cheap stuff in there or crafted like just pure glamour things. Like sweater.
I really love that I can put my wedding suit in there, huh? It seems like a perfect place to be able to put that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
But I can't put that there.
No.
You can't go in the armoire either, so I just can't put it in there. Strange.
No.
Interesting. So I guess a bunch of items just don't work with it.
Yeah.
I think when you set everything up and like you have your items in there and you're actually picking out your outfits and putting that together, I think that works really well too because you just click, it's really quick, and it's good for that. But there's a lot of restrictions. You can't do it in dungeons. Like
I agree. Like, I do like the fact that there's a copy and paste feature.
Yeah.
Again, that's what I consider it is. It's just a preset save.
Yeah.
I want my glamour to look like this. Sure, whatever. That's nice. I do like that. I mean, I'm going to use my paladin set continuously, so why not have it so I can have it one click away when I need it?
Yeah.
Right? But I originally thought, or at least maybe I just misinterpreted and I overhyped it myself, but when they were introducing it, they really made it sound like this is a feature that's going to attempt to lift a lot of the restrictions from the current glamour system, right?
Yeah.
And it didn't lift any of them.
Yeah.
It just basically made the process slightly quicker, I guess you could say, but it didn't actually lift any of the restrictions from the glamour things, except for maybe the ability to dye, the same piece, different colors. But technically you could do that anyways, because you can just dye it after you glamoured it. So none of the restrictions have technically been lifted. It's just made slightly more simplified to get around the restrictions.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like a replacement for glamours yet, like traditional glamours, but it's like some kind of weird alternative that like what's gonna be the future of this? Are glamour prisms and then like the commode or whatever going to be like going forward together, or eventually it's going to be
exactly, yeah.
It's so confusing what they've done.
It's like,
they both do the same thing essentially too. So it's very like
it's like
weird.
they knew this wasn't going to work, so they kept the old system in. They're not confident enough in the, and thank God they weren't, but they weren't confident enough in the new system that they had to keep the old system running in tandem with this. And like how long is that gonna be a thing forever? We're gonna have it's weird. It's just weird.
It's fine.
And isn't it? Go ahead.
Like you can go, oh yeah, I'll put my, I've had them in my retainer for years. I'm not going to use them again. I'll put them in here, fill it up, get to 200 slots. If they never expand it, you're never going to be able to change anything.
No, but okay, we have to make sure. Okay, we have to. We know this is going to be worked on. This is going to be better over time. This is clearly they've just pushed out. Essentially an alpha. But it is concerning that a AAA game developer is unable to make a proper glamour system in 2018. Like literally we've had
in a game that focuses on glamour.
Exactly.
That's been considered one of the most important things in the game.
Yeah. It's weird. I think that is weird.
I will say what I said to Lucio before. I went, one day in this game that incentivizes me to play multiple jobs, will I ever be able to have my two tanks look different with the same gear on? One day in this game where I'm supposed to play multiple jobs, and glamour is very important, will I be able to actually glamour two jobs that I play consistently? Because I heard chat, you can like, technically, yes, you can have two sets that look different now for the same gear, but it requires macros, it spams your chat log, and lo and behold, like Lucio said, if you don't do it in a main city, well, then you're just going to have some weird undyed set that looks like trash for the next 20 minutes while you're fighting. The dungeon key pops, well, now you look like ass in the dungeon, sorry.
Yeah.
Like, it's with macros. It's not if it's the exact same set, it's still going to look like poo-poo.
Yeah.
It's all right, but it needs work.
Yeah.
Maybe one day it'll be a replacement, and if it's good, I'll be okay, but for right now, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, no.
I agree.
Yeah. I'm using the old system for now.
Same.
The new inventory layout. We're still talking about the shit here. We have to get through that first. They redesigned the inventory from being more vertical to a more horizontal look, also removing those extra slots that they teased us for a while. I don't like it. Yeah.
I thought I'd lost loads of items.
I thought too. I was like,
what's happened to inventory? Where's all my stuff gone?
I thought I had this. I thought it had reverted to like the small inventory screen because I had the expanded one. So I thought I had gone back to the small one, and I almost I almost got like a panic attack when I realized that this is the expanded one. You have to go through 2 tabs now to see your full. Like it's very I don't like it. Why did they do that?
It's weird.
It wasn't announced. It was just a thing that they did. I guess it's because they realized they can't expand our inventory anymore, so they had to remove those extra slots.
You're right. You're 100% right.
That's probably why they did it. I I still wish they kept it the way it was, just removed those dots maybe, or some, I don't know, like having 2 tabs for key items, it's weird. It's just, I'll get used to it. Of course, as with everything, you'll get used to it, but it was just one of those unnecessary changes they made. They had to change it because
it would have just been nice with an option.
Yeah.
Options are always better. But
Yeah,
it's whatever.
I agree. Also, the Chocobo Saddlebag, which is a positive, I kind of like it. It works.
I keep getting stuff lost in it though. I put everything in it, and then I'm like, nah, I'm never gonna think about that again. So I the other day I was like, I need materials. So I went and bought like 500K worth of stuff. Look at my Chocobo Saddlebag. There was like 5 mil of the same thing in there already.
What the fuck?
I was like,
nice.
Why? So that's gonna be a problem for me.
Yeah.
At least, very glad the search function automatically searches in it, which is very good.
That's good. Phew. Okay, good.
So if you're like, where did I put that? It'll
Yeah.
check your saddlebag. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad then.
Yeah.
I mean, it is technically. I've seen a lot of people using it as a tackle bot.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of
So
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Somewhere to keep just consumables and stuff while you're gathering or whatever.
Yeah. Which also the new stack size is nice. I did gather,
Yeah.
Very nice.
and it's nice. Let's move on to the Ananta Beast Tribe. Probably the best Beast Tribe music in the game.
Yeah, I didn't expect it
pretty
at
cool
all.
music.
That theme
It
is
just came out of
fucking
nowhere.
lit. Yeah.
Are you talking about the one in the area?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
epic
thought
as fuck.
it was like, because I was doing it really fast on launch day again, so I could get the extra day in, right?
Yeah.
So I was like sprinting through it. I skipped like the first couple cutscenes and went and watched them later.
Okay.
And I was confused because I thought the music that was playing was like a leftover celebration from the cutscene.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because like the beginning of it is so like regal and like,
Yeah.
congratulations, you did it.
Yeah,
You won the prize. So I was
yeah.
like, what? Are they celebrating something?
A lot
It's
of
really nice,
people,
isn't
a lot of people were caught off guard because to unlock it, you had to do it's one quest chain, I guess, but it's 2 different. Well, it's 2 different quest chains going into one that came with 4.0. So if you hadn't done those, you would have to do those first.
They're good quest chains, though.
They
do
are.
side quests.
Do side quests, kids.
Side quest, actually.
Yeah, it's a good. You'll learn about like Dim World, how Dim World came to be and stuff. It's cool. The Beast Tribe quests themselves are also really good because they're really easy, they're quick, and they're very close to the delivery point.
Yeah.
So, there's one quest that I have an issue with, and it's the funnel something where you have to kill an ant, a funnel ant or whatever, and there's like this red area that it's going to spawn in, but there's like no spawn like on the actual ground.
Yeah. I know
So you have to like trigger the specific point, and you don't know where it is because I don't know if that's a bug. No pun intended.
They did that somewhere else in 4.2. I think it was during the MSQ. They did the same thing where you just show up somewhere and then like there's no marker. They just spawn.
Yeah, but
They
it's
use
just
that twice.
but it's a specific point, so it's kind of pointless. Well, I guess it's fine. I know how to trigger it now, but I spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out where the fuck to spawn it. The rewards apparently turns out to be 2 mounts. There's a white griffin and the elephant. So that's cool. Also the charmed emote looks really
I
good.
just got like 20 minutes before this.
It's the same one from Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Which I was waiting for that to be introduced. So.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously the minion, the stuffed version for your house.
Oh yeah.
And the nails.
And the nails. We do let's
false
not
nails,
forget
yeah.
about the nails.
Real nails.
The most
Which
important part.
I looked at them and I was like, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
And then I realized no one has ever been able to
to.
paint their nails before in this game.
Except,
you can actually paint
except
nails.
for the ones you can buy for MGP at the Gold Saucer, but that were like freakishly long. Yeah.
Gross long those
the weird
nothing.
claws.
I don't count those.
No.
The Ananta are pioneers.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
They invented
Yeah,
nails.
They're handcrafting little fingernails for you.
Did you guys see the little cutscene where they make the Griffin statue? By the way,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
really cool. Like
Yeah.
seeing them
Oh,
like use their magic to make the
Yeah.
statues.
That was cool.
Definitely.
That was very cool.
And the statue looks sweet on top of
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
So that bridge is gonna
love
look
so
hella
far.
good.
Exactly.
they're
That's what I was
done.
gonna say. I love the effect that it's having on this.
Yeah.
Like it's really changed the look. It's like one step below Moogles, because Moogles changed the zones for the best, because Moogles completely changed the churning myths.
Yeah.
But this, by the end, we should just make the whole tower gold or something. Just make the whole tower gold, replace the flag with a giant griffin statue. Let's just do it all.
Let's do it. Okay. There was some housing stuff. There was some furniture and stuff. Does anyone want to talk about that, or do we just?
I love it.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked at it, to be honest with you.
Hot springs.
That looks cool.
Great.
Oh, hot springs.
I
hot springs. Forgot.
Oh, they're nice. So indoor, you got all the kitchen stuff. They added very good chill housing items.
Where's Yas?
Where's Yas? A very different.
Where's that raider we used to talk to? I love crafting and housing items.
I love the. I made a kitchen in my home.
I've made a bath.
Listen, I cleared V5S. Has anyone else cleared V5S?
Oh, you're wrong. Sadly true. Whatever.
I could do it if I didn't have a terrible item though.
Oh. If you knew how to get creation tomes.
Yeah.
If only there was a way to get those tomes.
If only I had
7 months of gear. 7 months of gear.
Difficult.
Okay, let's talk about the fashion report, because I know Mela's about to rant your ass off.
It's awful.
Before you rant, let me just give the rundown. So it is the weekly fashion contest where you get a theme, then a certain gear you have to match up with. Like, they have their individual themes. Like high society, I think, was the theme this week.
Yeah.
And it turns out that it seems to be paid to win, because a lot of the stuff that gives you the gold coin are like the pure white, because you have to dye it too apparently now. So there's like pure white dye, jet black dye, the really expensive long plain skirt, like all of this, and event locked items like the Songbird's hat gives you a gold coin. Yeah, but there's
it was like put on a long skirt, so I put on the Charlene long kilt because it was in my inventory. Didn't change my score at all.
No.
Yeah, this is why I'm angry, Jazz. I tried 4 different types of long skirts, and all of them were 1-star bronze. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
The thing says long skirt, so if you're wearing a long skirt, you're expecting at least 2 or 3 stars for it, right? If I want trousers or nothing, I would expect a bronze star.
You'd think it'd be better, right?
So the thing that gets me about it is that so for this one it was supposed to be high society, right?
Yeah.
And for the long skirt,
it did not look high society. Yeah.
No.
You could either use the plain long skirt for a gold rating for that item, or you could use the Hakama of healing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you use the Hakama of casting, which is the exact same, just a different color, you will get 1 or 2 stars, and it's it looks exactly the same, just different color.
Yeah.
I like the idea. It's really fun, but it's just a bit too restrictive with what they want.
Finicky.
Exactly.
And the theme is high society, and the boots thing was cute as buttons, which is fine. So I went for it's pay to win as well. So I went for the maid shoes because they're quite fancy looking but cute.
Yeah.
But no,
the gold star is Moogle slippers. That makes sense. That's high society.
That's very high society.
I looked like shit.
Who else would skin a Moogle and wear it?
I looked.
Only high society.
The high rating outfits all look terrible, and
I got 84 points, bitches. But
I got 52. Tried 4 outfits. Never tried again. I was like, fuck this.
I think my best one was 70.
I have another huge problem with this. Mm-hmm. Why is there not an NPC that stands right beside it that says, "Here, you can change your glamour prisms here"?
Yeah.
Because I was like, all right, okay. I think I'm starting to get what the outfit. My score went up a little bit. I got up to 52. I think if I find the right pants and shoes, I should be fine. Where do I change my glamour prisms though? Because I just put everything in this brand new system that I should use. Oh, I have to go back to Ulda and then come back every time I want to try. Nah, no, I'm good. Thanks.
Well, hey, you get free 10K for just participating.
Participating, exactly.
So
that's fair.
Yeah,
that's a free mini cactopot.
That's true. But I
every week
also have to point out that it seems like at least this week this was for females, because there was, as far as I know, there's no way for males to get gold on the shoes. Only the fucking Moogle slippers seems to give a high score. Yeah. You do not look high society in Moogle slippers.
No.
Moogles are illegal.
That is weird. That is
the
weird.
other thing I don't like about it is that like there's one right answer for it, and everyone just there in the correct outfit because they've all read Reddit and they all know what gets gold stars. Which I suppose it's encouraged in the questline.
I don't think there is just one answer, because you could use several different skirts, but they were all expensive or very
few. Yeah.
or class or gender locked, which is my main issue with this. Like, a lot of it was gender locked. Like, as I said, males cannot get gold in this one. It's impossible, it seems, because you need the bridesmaid shoes dyed metallic gold or whatever. But I liked one aspect of it. It was a promising thing where the ring, the theme was a friend till the end, and it was a reference to Horsefont, and you had to do the vault and get a ring with his symbol on it. That was nice. I liked that he would have to go back to a dungeon.
I was thinking you could also maybe use the wedding ring.
I thought that initially, yes, but that's not.
Can
right.
you or can't you?
You get a
really?
gold. You get.
See, like, that's the stupid shit. Like, they should have like.
I know.
What they needed They needed a guy to go through gear in the game. With, just like a spreadsheet and be like, yes, no, yes, no. Counts for different things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like probably the majority of the gear in the game is not gonna affect anything on most of these.
Exactly.
I feel like it's gonna boil down to being like, if you have these 50 pieces of clothing, you can get perfect on every single fashion report ever. You know what I mean? I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to end up that way.
Yeah, probably.
What I'm saying is, I think the most important thing to say is nerf fashion report.
Yeah, nerf it right now.
Yeah.
Fashion report extreme.
It's high society, and none of the high house things give you more than like a star.
Yeah, it's so strange.
Yeah, let me wear the high house jacket, not high society.
Yeah.
No. I know you can't
wear the stained hobo top. Oh, gold star.
Oh god.
Cardboard box, 10 out of 10, 100% high society.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah. It's poorly executed. As of right now.
It just needs a bit more variety.
Yeah, because you try and do it yourself, and you're like, oh no, I can't. None of these long skirts are even scoring 2 stars. Oh,
yeah.
I'll go on Reddit, and this long skirt is scoring for gold stars, 5 million mil.
I will say that it's a good patch when the only things we're complaining about are dumb stuff like this.
It's good.
It does show you the quality of the patch. Like when we're mad about glamour dressers and fashion report.
Other content is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
This rubbish is just
this garbage.
Okay, let's talk about Gold Saucer then, because changes were made to Gold Saucer as well. I've noticed that the gates are way more frequent now.
There's always a gate going on, isn't there?
Yeah, it kind of feels like it now.
Really? Is it almost always? Yeah. Good.
I've actually done the gates. I didn't think I'd do that, but I did a couple of gates while I did my mini jackpot. Other than that, though, I don't think there's too much else that I feel like has happened. I mean, we all know that
they just need Any Way the Wind Blows all the time.
I agree.
Yeah,
it's the only good one.
It's the only low effort one where you just have to stand still and maybe you win.
It's fun.
And
it has an achievement based on it, so.
Oh, that's true.
Cheat.
Yeah, and can you? What's the? Don't say it on air. Don't say it on air if there's a cheat. Triple triad changes to triple triad. Afterwards, yeah. Changes to triple triad. I've seen. It's both a blessing and a curse that you now see an icon over those that you have not defeated, because suddenly I have a lot of those icons.
Map's a lot more full now, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's a good thing, because now you can actually bother to get a collection completed rather than just thinking, I don't care.
I guess.
I'll admit, it took me from going, I'm just going to walk past this guy to being like, maybe one day.
Yeah.
So it gave me about a 2% boost in the percentage chance that I will do triple triad.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Yeah.
Have not played it since the patch though.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
Okay, so changes to jobs. Were they as terrible as we thought? I just want to say one thing before, because I know what we're going to talk about, but the white mage thing is glorious, as expected.
Of course.
There is an error in the tooltip. It doesn't say how long it lasts now. So I thought initially, wait, is it just going to stay on until it breaks? That was like, I thought all my name days had come at once, but that's not the case. It only lasts it's just missing from the tooltip. Now is warrior shit now, or is it okay?
That's fine.
Okay, that's expected.
They brought up the.
You don't look happy to say that.
I'm not really. I mean, I've been playing a lot of warrior, and like, I don't really have any strong feelings towards it. It's different. It's way different, and it's in my opinion not as fun. I think it lost a lot of its difficulty. I mean, it's fine. It's not like they gutted it. It's not like you're never gonna bring a warrior now or anything like that. They're still better than Dark Knight, so it's fine.
Okay, nice.
Dark Knight.
Rip. Okay. So there's nothing to talk about with the jobs. It just happened. I don't think there's been any major. No classes. No jobs have been broken in this patch.
I mean, the worst. I think the job that got it the worst is probably Summer.
Yeah, there was that one that they snuck in.
And Paladin, but it turns out the Paladin nerfs for like 2% DPS loss or something. So again, not bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff.
It's a shame.
Yeah. It sucks, but whatever. It's fine.
Yeah. And then
It's
last on the list, the MSQ roulette. We were dooming and glooming it before patch 4.2.
I'm not trying it.
I have not touched it. Have you done it, Rollo?
No, I haven't either. No, I'm never gonna.
No one has touched it.
Why would I?
I'm never touching it again.
So from what I've heard, the EXP has been doubled.
Really?
So you get
that might be worth doing then.
No.
Okay.
It's like a mill experience for 45 minutes an hour.
It's 45 minutes, so
No.
it's not worth it for the time that you spend. They should have done something else.
If they double it again, maybe I'll do it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's getting into
double it now.
Exactly.
That would be fine. Yeah, go ahead. It seems like, because I've seen a surprising amount of people talking about the roulette and saying that they're doing it because of the EXP, which to me is just insanity because it's not worth it.
No.
Spending too much time. You could get way more from anything else, basically, than sitting through those cutscenes. Yeah, I mean, God. Well, I mean, I'm glad someone does it so the noobs actually get to watch the cutscenes. I mean, if you're a good Samaritan, you do that. You take that bullet. Thank you for your sacrifice.
I don't have that title, so I can't.
No, that's true.
I'll unsync it for you guys. Just ask. Don't go through the roulette.
Yeah, that's better.
Do you
Do you still have to watch the cutscenes when you're unsynced?
Oh God,
wait, do you?
Jesus.
I don't know. I'm just asking. Maybe.
Oh, maybe you do. Oh God.
I think it's just for the roulette. Man.
Yeah, I thought
I would
it was
assume
roulette.
just for the roulette.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Or just the dungeons in general, I guess.
Yeah.
Not even the roulette, but.
Okay, so that is 4.2. Unless, do you guys have anything else you want to talk about that's changed in 4.2?
4.2. No, but did we?
Tombstone gear looks ugly.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the gear.
Omega gear looks cool.
Omega, yeah.
Oh no, there's one thing we have there's nothing to talk about, but I just want to bring it up. The throne that drops from Byakko.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
The fucking ugliest thing I've seen. Jesus.
Yeah, I crafted one.
Yeah.
Immediately sold it. Hell no, I'm not keeping that thing.
It's just a fucking long penis head sticking out on the side. Okay.
Turned him into a fucking.
We destroy this beautiful ancient being and we turned him into the ugliest throne ever.
God, yes. Taxidermy.
We ripped the arm off him and took his arm and put it on. That's just gross.
That's really horrible, actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about
Somebody
it.
said they went in unsynced and the cutscenes played.
Oh, they had to wait through the whole thing just to leave again.
Oh no, Nat. Thank you for
I
your
mean,
sacrifice.
I would have Alt F4'd the client.
Yeah. Wow.
So wait, do you guys like the PvP gear? The kind of Greek look?
Oh yeah, that actually looks really cool.
The
as well,
PvP
yeah.
gear, dude. The caster
Once
PvP
again,
gear.
PvP is really good.
The caster PvP gear with the arm tattoos is pretty dope.
Really cool. But the one with all Stormblood PvP gear has been good so far, for casters at least.
I have to say one
Really
thing
nice.
though, the healer one does not look good on me.
Looks
on healers.
great on you, I bet.
males. Oh, thank you.
It's a bit.
Thank you.
No.
Okay, are we done with 4.2 then? Can we move? Well, we're not done with 4.2 because this one is also related to 4.2. I heard
well, what about Valentione?
Oh shit!
Valentione.
We were supposed to talk about that at the beginning.
Valentione.
Another Ishgardian celebration.
Valentine.
that is not acknowledged in Ishgard.
The house is in a very ancient Ishgardian family, and the tradition is that Ishgardians go out, exchange gifts with other Ishgardians. It's not in Ishgard.
No. So good. So it's the Valentine's event for those of you that lived under a rock. You get an instance in this one, and
really cool.
It's really good. It's
really
very
good.
Fun. I like a lot more than the Halloween one.
Why isn't that area accessible ever?
Can only go there on weddings, yeah.
It's just
No, even the weddings, you don't get to go to the backside.
Yeah, you don't.
Well, that's true. No, but you know,
They've made this. They've made this for this event. I mean,
which is a lot of work, right? Like that's
yeah, and it's actually like I was very surprised. But of course, this means that this is going to be the same event every year now. But that's fine. It's
fine by me.
But yeah, when you think about it, like that's pretty crazy. Because Hawk Manor, I wasn't super impressed because they basically took Hawk Manor, made it purple, and then added some pumpkin assets, right? Like it wasn't a huge big deal.
But it was still impressive at the time.
No, it was still. Don't get me wrong.
The first year.
Just in comparison, where they've designed it from the ground up.
Yeah, very impressive.
Whole new assets and everything included in there. It's like,
do you think? Actually, no, I don't know if it is. I was just thinking, the hedge maze, was that using the new outfit, the new item?
I don't believe it is.
But it isn't, is
it's
it?
The shorter,
it's
right?
Not, it's too short.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to spoil it because it's out today. So let's just not explain too much of it. But
it's out today?
No, yesterday, sorry.
You can
okay, yeah.
If you want to cheat the last one, just take a screenshot.
Yeah, okay.
Why is it? Okay.
Because there's the cards.
I guess you could do that, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
All I can say is
Rollo.
So whatever.
All I can say is that Lukey and me are kindred spirits.
We are kindred spirits.
Mwah.
Beautiful.
So happy.
Now the weird thing is the fucking mount.
Yeah.
Mounta or mounts?
Cool idea, but it didn't. It's a bit weird. It's a cool idea though.
It's half a chair.
Should have been a 2-seater.
It looks funny.
It's half a chair. They gave us half a chair, and it looks so depressing when you sit in a love seat and you only have one half of the love seat.
But that's what.
Why is it not a two-person?
Your other half.
But you can't fly together. There should have been a command like connect, lock together. Then you have a two-person mount.
Like if you followed somebody, it would just put you in.
This is just like the loner's mount. It's just like, I'm gonna sit on my half chair, wait for someone. Can someone please? Like it's just,
it's gonna be good next year though, when you have to buy both halves for like £8 each.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Also, most annoying part is that because you have to you choose which one, right? So it's either the left side or the right side. They put them in the wrong order. So the right one was on left, and the just
that was on purpose. I'm sure
they probably did.
You can get both anyways.
Yeah, you can. You just have
to. You can
get
them both from doing the quest.
Yeah,
Rose
Which we should probably actually
nice.
do at some point, Luca.
Yeah, we have
to.
to.
Furniture items, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, the rose wagon
the
is nice.
roses are really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I got
shame you can't dye them. I wish you could dye the rose wagon.
It's supposed to be Valentine's themed though, so it should be red.
I know.
No, but I see what he's talking about. Yeah,
Come on,
dude. They're gonna add this with like blank white roses at some point, and then you can dye them.
100%. The new alchemy recipe that would be like 60 million gold each. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I'm gonna make so much money off of it.
Same.
Wait.
Yeah.
If you guys want to make a lot of money, quick advice: just look up what items are for the fashion contest thing.
Oh yeah,
make tons of money there.
Plain long skirts.
Plain long skirts.
No. Money.
Rollo's tips.
Rollo's money making tips here today.
If you guys want to cheat, here's a good tip, and here's how to make money as well.
Make a lot of long plain skirts.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That's
this
actually
week only.
3 million each.
Yeah.
Invest in long playing skirts.
The dress material is still like 900k each, so
yeah, because
you'll have to farm it.
Supply is shrinking right now. But
no one does like level 50 maps anymore.
No. You should now. Why are we saying this on stream? We should have kept this to ourselves and then done it. I could tell. I could see.
Guys, shut up.
I could see it in Yaz's eyes.
I haven't said a single word of what I'm doing to make money.
Yeah, so. I could see like the panic in Yaz's eyes. Like, please stop talking.
My monopoly.
I'm trying to help people out. I care about you guys.
Thanks, Rolo. Thanks, buddy.
Okay, additional plots and purchasing guide was released today. We're not going to go through a lot of it, but there's some stuff. There's a whole website.
It's a nice little website, isn't it?
Yeah, it's kind of hidden away. I'm going to read you the link. It's NA. or EU, depending on which region you're. I don't actually know if it's in EU. I might just be on the NA. na.finalfantasy.com/lodestone/playguide/contents guide/housing_land. So go over there right now, and you will find.
Type in that simple short address. It'll be there in a minute.
It tells us that the additional plots are added on February 6th. And am I correct in remembering that the plots will not be purchasable until like 1 hour after maintenance have ended or something?
Yeah, X amount of time.
Okay, so they haven't said the exact time.
Yeah, something about it being random.
Oh yeah, it might have been random.
Whenever they decide. I think it's just to make sure it's stable and everyone has sort of an equal chance.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think it's going to be just like a guy flipping a switch when he...
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I just think, because if they're having loads of server issues for like 2 hours, they're not going to flip it on after an hour.
No.
They'll wait.
Yeah. It of course tells us then that there are no restrictions to free company, but private purchase has been suspended in all the wards. That includes the older wards.
That's 1 to 18, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you still transfer your personal house?
You can still relocate, I think.
No.
Relocate, right? Are you sure?
It says that
I think
private has
relocation gets around it.
Yeah, but I think that's for free company. Because it says that everything is suspended. Like free company has no restrictions, but private is just suspended.
I just really feel like they said something about that you could transfer and get around the restriction. You just cannot buy a new house.
They've been very unclear on this because they do say at some point here that relocation works. During this period, let's see, after the release of patch, wait, where is it? I'll find it. It does say that somewhere. Relocation of a free company estate is still permitted. You may purchase land for a free company if your character blah blah.
Wait. Can you even transfer personal houses? Maybe you can't even.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Can you even do that to begin with?
Okay, here you go.
Yeah, I've done it before.
Okay.
You can? Oh, okay.
Okay. It's very confusing. It's very confusing. Is what I'm trying to say here. But all new land purchases are limited to free companies. If a free company already owns land, they may not purchase further plots. Land is currently not available for purchase by individuals. Although land is not available for purchase from the release of patch 4.2, the housing situation will be monitored and the possibility of allowing the purchase of individual plots will be investigated. There are no restrictions on relocation.
So you could still upgrade your small personal
From
house
that, I would
to
assume
a mansion or something like that if you wanted to.
I think
or
so.
Or just swap to a new ward.
That too, yeah. Which I...
Players possessing a housing above this. Oh no, that was if you own more than one house.
So it does seem like you can still move your private house, but you cannot buy a new one.
You cannot buy a new one. No.
Yeah, they just don't want any more like new player houses. Really,
no.
Right?
Yeah.
So
if you've got a house, you can get a better house. But if you don't have a house currently,
that is still weird to me. Cause...
Yeah, it's a bit unfair, isn't it? Slightly.
Because there are still people that own several houses, and it says that players possessing houses above this limit prior to patch 4.2 will not be affected by this change. So all of those houses can still relocate to better plots
and be upgraded to mansions from like cottages. So yeah, that's not a great.
So that's not very good now, is it? It's not so restrictive after all, right?
I just
because I feel like most of the exploiters already own houses at this point. Well, what they should have done is made it restricted to really truly free companies only, like they were implying here. But if you read like the little text at the bottom, it's just like, oh, also private houses can be relocated.
I get the feeling that was not intentional. The fact that they just turn it off for one and have it turned off
that
for
is
both.
probably
you know,
that's actually
that's my thought process there.
Like
is that if they could have made it only free companies, they would have.
That's why they hid it away like that, because maybe we just did some major damage now. Maybe we shouldn't have read
possible.
this.
I mean,
all the house hoarders that watch us.
Yeah,
well, that's
50%
50% of the viewership. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you want houses, I guess buy them now.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody.
And God bless you.
I mean, I'm serious. That's something you want. You got limited time left.
Yeah.
Don't be an
Make
asshole.
sure
I'll
yourself
just say
busy, so someone doesn't trade you what you're trying to buy.
Just don't be a dick. Don't buy all the houses, please.
Just switch yourself to a low pop server with all your alts. Buy up all the cottages, and then just
Transfer?
relocate to mansions and get all the mansions when it comes out.
Yeah.
Transfer. The houses look totally come with you.
There's not even any houses on small servers. Like on Zillow.
I'm sure there are.
No,
really?
I'm on like this lowest pop server. There's nothing on there right now.
That's sad.
Okay.
Good luck, Balmung.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, surely it'll be easier to get a house now.
Was that a joke?
Oh, I don't know what it was. I don't know.
I don't know what it was.
I don't know what it was. It was I tried to be positive. Okay. So let's talk about something that broke a couple, like yesterday or whatever. It's a very quick thing, but apparently someone leaked the music from 08S. A data miner, I believe. And Soken did not approve and made like a public post about it. And it got people riled up because it seems like Square Enix is sort of permitted, because you can find channels on YouTube that just put out Final Fantasy theme music and monetize it. And they haven't really done anything about it. But here's a person who data mined. He didn't even get to Savage, that turn, took the entire track, put it up on YouTube, and monetized it. And I think this is a very big one. I think it is. I'm not going to mention any name, but it's, if you've listened to a Final Fantasy track on YouTube, you probably know who I'm talking about. There's like one big one. So it brought up like the question: is that okay to put out the tracks like that and monetize them?
Not monetize them.
No, not monetize them at all.
But put them out.
Sort of, with that, if you have like, if it's gameplay and it has a little thing in the corner saying,
I think he's more asking, is it morally okay to do it though?
I mean, it's kind of shitty. But...
And in my opinion, morally, no, don't be a fucking dick.
Because like apparently, like he's making buck on this. Apparently, I haven't checked his social blade or whatever, but he's earning way more than our channel, to say that.
yeah, of course.
But it's weird, and it's when you put out because this person, like most other people that put out music from 14, they have gameplay footage in there. I think that's how they circumvent it, kind of, because they can say that it is gameplay just with the music track, just the music track playing.
I also think that this one is a bigger deal because, as we know, anything that Amatsu is involved with is way more strict on copyright well. Amatsu does not let people rip his music off, whereas Soken, most of the music in 14 is actually like free use music, which is weird, but it's true. A lot of it is free use music.
Which is cool.
Which is very cool. Absolutely, it's awesome.
What a cool thing for a composer to do. He's put all that time in, and he's like, "Yeah, you can use it.
Yeah,
you can use it for whatever you want."
And then this guy is like ripping it out of the game files and getting money from us a bit.
And it's just such a kind of a slap in the face a little bit, especially when it's not, when he obviously was very excited about it and he wanted to have people hear this new composition of a song they have very strong nostalgia over.
Yeah,
I get it. I totally get it. I don't.
Yeah, because his defense was there are people that never get to that phase and that will never hear that music, and so he felt like he was doing them a service by providing this track.
And like, I have no problems with the concept of him putting it on YouTube. I support him putting it on YouTube because I think all that stuff should be cataloged in as many places as possible. If 40 years in the future, people are like, what the hell was going on in video games in 2018? We can look it up, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Don't make money off someone else's work. Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, don't.
Yeah.
Monetizing
it is the problem. Just if you just put him up, not earning any money on it, fine. That's fine. Yeah. Unless you do something.
I prefer he does that.
Yeah, unless he does something creative around it. But the thing is, they usually don't. It's just there for music. It's just you play it in the background. Yeah. When I use music in our videos, I'm always hyper paranoid. So it's always for a purpose. And I mostly just use, like, because we have access to an audio library that I can use. I just use that music. I rarely use 14 music, except when I show them, like, this music played in this zone at that point. And I don't never play the whole track, because, you don't want people to just go to my video and just listen to that part and put it on repeat so they can have their own little MP3 player there. Yeah, that everyone knows this. Copyright is scary. You don't fuck with it. Don't steal from the creator. Don't earn money on other people's
stuff. It does feel bad though too. Just he does it out of good faith. Like
just don't be an asshole. How about that?
Yeah,
let's just all just not be assholes.
Let's try not to be assholes.
Bully Soken, guys.
Yeah. I mean, Soken has he should be glad he only got that statement from Soken because he can go other ways.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he chose not to. He just made
They could have been like, so do you like having a YouTube channel?
Too bad.
Because I can fucking delete it pretty damn quick.
Because all you need are 3 strikes on a YouTube channel. I mean,
and there's 3 strikes already on that channel, just sitting there waiting to be stricken.
Every single video is a strike on that channel.
Exactly.
So. So that's that. That's our thoughts on this. Don't be an asshole. But it's nice that I like what you were thinking. Like, you wanted to share it with the rest of the community. That's nice. Don't monetize it.
Also, maybe wait till it comes out.
Also do that. Yeah.
So maybe just wait till it comes out.
Yeah.
Because how many people have got to OAS?
I mean,
actually quite a few, actually.
And have they beaten it yet?
It was beaten pretty quick.
It was beaten right away.
They have videos,
but it's not that public, is it? It's not like, oh, everyone's already beaten it. It's just, this is the music. Here you go.
The big people have already beaten it. Let's just say that. The people you expect have already.
Yeah.
Expected.
For sure.
Okay, let's get to the great discussion. It's been a while since we've done the great discussion. This one is a weird one because it's something that arose with 4.2, but I guess it's been a problem that's been bubbling for a while. Turns out that players aren't really happy with all the Final Fantasy VI references in Sigmascape. They feel like it lessens the experience because they cannot relate to the references that are being made. What do we feel about that? There are two parts of this discussion, but we'll discuss Sigmascape first before we talk about the other references. Because Sigmascape is a little bit special, because I too agree there are more references to 6 in this one, like in the story. Like there's specifically like one, I remember the one at the end of Phantom Train. Like if you haven't played 6, that makes like very little sense to you.
I liked that Easter egg a lot, actually.
Yeah. What do you guys think? I don't want to say anything. Yes, what do you think?
Do I think there's too much 6 content?
What do you do you think it lessens the experience, first of all, for a player that haven't played 6 to play Sigmascape?
Yes.
Okay.
Not much though.
No. Okay. Rollo, what do you think? I'm just gonna get everyone's clear opinion on this before we move on.
I agree with how they feel, but for slightly.
Okay. Mila? This is a weird way of discussing this. I don't know why I'm doing it this way.
I've played 6, but I've never got through the whole thing. I've only sort of played it for a bit and then I left it. So I can see what they mean. Like if you see something and it's like, well, that means nothing to me. You might think you've missed out, but they're sort of only in there to give you a bit of nostalgia, and if you don't understand it, just move on.
Yeah,
I don't think they're not key elements.
Okay, because I I think, yeah, it kind of lessens. I don't think it lessens the experience of the raid. It just means you don't get the specific reference, but I still feel like it stands on its own legs enough.
For sure. That's why I said yes, it does. I think it does lessen it, but it does not lessen it into anything bad at all. In fact, I think actually what somebody's saying in chat, I think is probably the more accurate way to put it, in that the references do not lessen the raid. The references actually elevate the raid itself. If you understand the references, it's a bonus. If you don't understand the references, then you're just doing a fight. Because let's be real here. Yeah. Like, let's be real here. Did you care when you fought the Gobwalker at the end of Brave Flocks? No, because they just made something up and put it in there, right? Like, they make up bosses all the time. You don't know who they are ahead of time. That doesn't lessen your experience, right? So, what in this theoretical situation, if 6 did not exist, would this raid be any worse? No, it'd be great.
No, it wouldn't.
Fantastic, right? These be cool characters. So
it wouldn't be nostalgic. It would just.
But it wouldn't be nostalgic. So
yeah.
I think it kind of just makes it better, I guess.
Yeah.
It's the same as Evilise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
But Evilise, I guess the argument they use is that in Evilise, the story has been adapted to fit into Eorzea. Well, this one is just, this is 6. Like, there's no connection to Eorzea as far as we know.
That's Omega for you, though, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I think people's problems more come with the fact that Omega is just,
it's just a pure reference.
In itself is just an engine for references, you know.
Yeah, but I agree with like what chat is saying. If you don't get the references, just play 6. If you feel that detached from the raid, or don't even do that. Watch a playthrough on YouTube if you don't want to play it.
Then you don't even have to try and beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
6 has some hard bits.
If it's actually going to genuinely ruin your experience, then maybe play 6. If it's going to affect you that much. If you don't care, then don't play 6. You'll be fine. You'll live. I promise you. You decide not to play 6, your life will be the same.
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe
in the end,
it's
just
Rollo. Yeah.
It's just fan service, and there's totally like nothing wrong with fan service. And I don't think it lessens the raid or anything like that. But I do think it's like, and well, this is like just my thing with all of Omega, but it's kind of like a missed opportunity to be like, well, hey, Doomtrain could be integrated into the world like Evilise was. Like, it could have been something Garlemel, like I was a spooky fucking ghost train or whatever. But now it's just Doomtrain, and that's it. It can't be any more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, they might just, I don't know, maybe they'll put another Doomtrain in Eorzea or something. But that's the only thing that kind of gets me. That it just feels like a lost opportunity.
Yeah, that has been like, now it's used there. It cannot be put in. Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I do think it is kind of funny though how people I've noticed this in the community, and I kind of don't get it, where a lot of people will be like, oh, but guys, you can draw comparisons between Exdeath and Zonde, or a lot of people are saying, oh, Kefka reminds everybody of Ammon, right? From the Alien Empire. Sure, you could say that, you could make that argument, but that's not at all what the case is, and I don't know why people are trying to figure that out. Like, why people are trying to be like, but he could be Ammon. It's Kefka. They're not trying to. There's no secret lore. It's Kefka, guys. Kefka. Like,
I think that's why I like Omega, is that the bosses in it are from those games, and that's that. Like, it's not. It doesn't have to be within 14. So
exactly,
they could, for all we know, in the next team, they could do Sephiroth.
Yeah.
There's no way you could put Sephiroth into 14 and it would work.
That's true. It's a good excuse to put everything that's incompatible.
And now we've all got that massive nostalgia rush, and everyone will moan. And it'll be great.
Has to die in Sephiroth.
And and like, I know a lot of people go, well, like, you could have just had Kefka become like a general for the, Garlean Empire, and like actually worked his story in. I would prefer that far less personally, because then that's actually just using 6's story.
Yeah.
Like, I know people are saying, well, you could fit them in a better way. No, I actually prefer this completely random way that I don't have to put any thought into it. I don't really even have to care.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Kefka, whatever. We're good.
Yeah.
I don't have to. There's no poisoning water thing. I don't have to. We're good.
Yeah. Also, it's Phantom Train, not Doom Train.
I was gonna correct you, but I was like,
sorry.
Yeah. Also, people are talking about that Phantom Train's already been integrated in 14's lore as the train that connects Castrums in AORC.
Yeah, it's offhandedly.
It's in the lore, technically. Yes, it is. It's foggy. There's Doom Train and Phantom Train are very confusing. They're sometimes mislabeled, and it gets all weird.
So if you're talking about the bigger picture, how about the entire game? How that is handling other references? Because that's now a topic now because of Sigmascape. People are now talking about all the other references to the game.
Fractal.
Yeah.
Fractal. It's got a lot of whatever.
I mean, I think
the whole game's references.
Play the games then. Is my just if you want to be in on the references, you have to play the game.
I'll put it this way. It is the 14th game in a series. As much as you don't have to play them, but it's not going to hurt. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, exactly. If you haven't played, again, this applies to Sigmascape. If you haven't played the games, it's not going to hurt you because the game will explain it to you as much as you need. For instance, for the Kefka fight, they tell you he was a god, he was terrible and all that. They give you enough information. You don't have to know everything about 6 to do Sigmascape, and you don't have to play Final Fantasy 3 to get Crystal Tower. It's fine. The game is pretty well. The way they've done it is pretty good. It's good if you've played it. You get a nice nostalgia rush, that good nostalgia feeling. And if you haven't played it, you get this, whoa, I learned something new about this game. I don't get it. I will never get it.
I think there's a slight difference between playing 14, not getting everything going, and playing the other games to you've grown up with this series, and now when we get to 14, you're getting all the references in there. For example, if I played 14 and I'd never played another game, I'd miss out on basically everything. It would be, I wouldn't enjoy seeing a cactuar.
No, but it doesn't matter because everything else should be good enough. It should be good enough for you because you think the cactuar looks cool. It doesn't have to be nostalgia bound.
My problem with this argument is that you could trace it back to the first game anyway. So if you go, okay, well, you don't understand Kefka in 6 or whatever, we'll go play 6. Did you understand Kefka when you started playing 6? No, because he had to be introduced to you somehow, right?
Yeah.
To me, it's not a big deal. Where I don't see a cactuar, and as you said, go, oh my god, that's a cactuar, because at one point, the first cactuar I saw was the first cactuar I saw.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's not like I grew up and went, that's a real thing that I can totally base off my real life.
And don't be ashamed if you haven't played if this is your first Final Fantasy. Because you're playing it now, and in 10 years from now, all the that were originally references to old games will be a reference to 14 for you, and you'll get all nostalgic when you look at a cactuar in another game.
That's the great thing about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to have been here since the beginning, is what I'm saying. Because
if I say Ochu, we might all be thinking of Ochu's from completely different.
You.
Yeah, exactly.
I hate that joke, by the way, Mela.
Wait.
I'm not.
I just processed it now. Nice. You're very funny, Mela.
Very funny.
You're
Mela.
very funny.
Just so epic, Mela.
Yeah. I guess that's there's MogMail. Okay, it's time to read the MogMail. We haven't done that in a while. I only have 2 loaded up, so be happy. We're going to read some MogMail. These are old MogMails, by the way, so we'll see how that works.
Sorry, it's taken a while to get to them.
It's taken a while. We're only going to have...
So the first question is, did you guys like patch 3.2? That's what the first question is.
Okay,
it was quite a good patch.
Okay, here's MogMail.
What was in 3.2?
I don't remember. Diadem, I think?
Oh, this is from Pixella, from our Discord.
Oh, fancy.
Hello, Pixella.
Oh, yeah, this is just in case you got lost in the Discord feed. I made a Maella meme fan art. And you know what Lakila's done? He actually has it.
Oh, you actually did?
Oh, that's
right here.
I like
that one meme.
Yeah.
I like that.
This is from...
even got the panda.
Yeah, this is from the cookie debate, where Maella's just sitting and being angry at Yas for not knowing what a Jaffa... Oh my god. Jaffa!
Oh my god, you did it!
Okay, I'm going to let you in on a secret that I bit my tongue so hard early in this podcast. When you were talking about half a chair, I couldn't get it out of my head, dude. I couldn't get it out of my head. I was just like, what do you eat on half a chair? You gotta eat half the cakes, man.
So I like it.
We never did the intro, so the intro wants to play now.
It's beautiful.
Don't check your inbox. You didn't get a
Everyone look at your
mail.
mail. Everyone, you guys got mail.
You
Guys,
didn't.
it's your veteran awards. Hurry, check.
So yeah, thank you to Pixella for that art. You can send art to. We had artwork of Eorzea for a while, but we only accepted entries and we never put them on the podcast because we didn't know how to do it. Now we know.
We can do it through this now.
We can just do this now.
Yeah.
So if you have any art, there's an artwork of Eorzea thing where you can just upload it and send it directly to us, I think. If it's still up on our website, speakersxiv.com.
I think it's still up.
I think it's still up.
I can't remember the address.
Just pop it in a MogMail.
Maybe we should make a Discord channel for artwork too. We could do that. That's an easier way of doing it. You can get feedback from the others too. Okay, and the next one is from a rare beast from Balmung. Of course, we know who that is. As a channel that deals a lot in lore, what's something from the 14 lore that you think is interesting or clever, and like something that you think is completely stupid about the lore? Additionally, as a 14 podcast, it's time you start blaming all of your failures on servers on PlayStation 3 and other such things. So be sure to look for outside excuses so you're never accountable for anything. Huh.
Agreed. Last part, 100% sure. Yeah,
100%.
Definitely.
100%.
It's all Discord's fault.
It's Skype too. Skype's really bad.
We're
I can't believe Discord doesn't accommodate us.
Yeah.
You know when we started an hour late last week? Fucking Discord, man.
Yeah. Because they won't provide us premium
for free. Like,
come on, guys.
Is there something in the lore that we find interesting and clever? Let's do that first. It's hard. It's a hard question to just. Yeah.
I think for me,
for you,
I think probably the stuff that piques my interest the most is just the deeper world building stuff. I love the all the detail behind all the calamities. That's fascinating.
Oh yeah.
I want to know more about all of them.
Yes.
So like stuff like the first calamity where we don't really hardly know like very little about it, you know, stuff like that. Would love to know more about that. Basically, just because it's so free, like they can do whatever the hell they want, you know.
Yeah,
I would be super interested to see what they could come up with because we already know they can come up with crazy lore if they have the chance.
Yeah,
so that's probably mine. Is probably more. I would like to know more about the calamities. They fascinate me.
Yeah,
something that I think is stupid.
Yeah,
come back to me on that one.
Okay. Does anyone have anything they think is clever before we?
I guess I wouldn't say it's clever, but I really like the naming conventions for all the races and some races.
Yeah,
like I love how the Mikote have or the Seekers of the Sun have like the letter tribes and all that, like the raptor ones and all that.
Yeah,
and how the Rogadins, or I think it's the sea ones or whatever, have their dead language as their name. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I love just looking into like how the races were formed and like their cultures and all that too.
Yeah.
As for something dumb, the Illuminati and their fucking cheese.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
That's a brilliant bit of law.
It's good, but it's fucking stupid.
It's stupid.
It's a good answer.
It's stupid.
It's very dumb.
Yeah. The fact that we even have an Illuminati in 14 is just absurd.
The Illuminati.
It's very funny to me.
Anyway,
I guess for like, if I'm just going to talk about like stupid lore, again, this doesn't mean I hate it.
No.
It's definitely dumb. It would probably be like Hildebrand stuff because it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, like at all.
It's like that weird bubble universe. Like it doesn't.
Right. Yeah. Where like the laws of physics don't apply and like everything is the laws of the universe are completely different in this one little bubble.
Yeah.
Again, I love it.
Oh
That's
yeah.
not
Of course, it's great.
But it's definitely really stupid and doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But that's obviously the point of it. So.
Mela,
what do you like in life?
I think it's difficult. I'm similar to Yaz in that I like the background stuff. So I like the history of the world rather than the present day stuff. But I like that you can see snippets of it within the world as well.
Yeah.
Like, the ruins of Galmora, or Azisla still floating up there and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think some quite clever things. The measurements of Eorzea.
Oh yeah.
I quite like the little story about that.
Yeah.
About the pirate's finger.
Yeah, that's cool.
Things like that. The little things that really bring it to life.
Yeah.
Because it's really good lore.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, my legit answer would have been Galmora, but I feel like I answered Galmora everything, so I tried to come up with something different.
Yeah, I like the lore of what a surprise. I like that there are artifacts from 1.0. I like that they've actually kept some of it in there, like the old camps. And it's like that means that lore is actually legit. It's canon. That camp actually existed. We have it because a lot of it has been retconned, of course, but some of the camps are still there, and they're like broken. Their aetheroid has become like this in Mordona. It's just exploded, become this massive thing.
I was gonna say, so you like the stuff like Camp Remnant's Toll, that kind, those kind of leftovers.
Yeah, because 1.0, the calamity is like a real calamity that real people sort of almost as much as we can experienced. So I like it when you see those remnants, which is why I made Remnants of Rome.
You don't say.
You don't.
Who could have ever thought? Liked it.
Also, we got so that's thank you to Rare Beast for that.
That was a good question.
Yeah, that was a good question indeed. We got another message that I haven't made a video, but I just want to read this.
Can Mela read it in his American accent?
I'm just going to say who it's from.
Why in the American one?
In the American,
I just think it fits.
In the American accent, and it's from H.J. Ironsides, and
That's such an American name.
Yeah, and it does not have any question in it. It does not explain. I don't understand what this is, but go ahead, Mala. Read.
Okay, so H.J. Ironsides. I can lift a fully grown chocobo above my head, and I can hold my breath for 10 minutes. To settle a wager, I once ate a ponds of Cane Senna's strongest Marlboro poison, and then ram a marm in the nude. I can now feel pain, and I can see for 2 yams unaided by a lens. No man can kill me. I have beaten a man of every race in formal combat, including a Highlander, a Pygmy Dunesfolk, and a rare Deepwater Sahagin. A scholar and 2 conjurers have written and signed a document confirming that I have no soul.
Okay, thank you to H.G. Ironsides.
Thank you. Beautiful. You're a real man.
I was so confused when I read this because I thought surely there's a hidden message in here. I don't think there is. It's just
no.
It's
just take it as you will.
It's just a badass dude.
He's really badass.
With no soul, apparently.
He's got Ironsides. I mean, his surname is Ironsides. He has to be pretty strong.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but thank you for that.
Thank you.
And with that...
please never inbox us again.
Thank you for the message. We're blocking you post haste.
Yes. Okay, with that, we reached the end of
H.G. Ironsides fanfic one.
Actually, yeah, that would be great.
Make it happen.
If someone can write an H.G. Ironsides fanfic, we'll read it in the post show one day.
Make it happen.
Mela has to read it in his American voice.
Oh my god!
Of course.
I don't know if we can do it for that long.
Mela is Ironsides.
Oh god. Okay. Maybe it might be a meme. Maybe it's a meme we don't get. I don't know.
Probably is.
I can't believe we have Rollo here and we don't. He can't confirm if it's
Rollo's
a
the
meme.
meme master.
I'm sorry. All I can do is dab and all.
Oh,
he
yeah,
only knows surreal memes. He only knows
the surreal memes.
Rollo only knows the memes that want you to kill, like you want to die in your sleep.
Yeah.
Like
the memes.
Surreal memes are good. Attention.
Yes.
Attention.
Okay, let's. With that, we haven't ended it yet. At that, we've reached the end of Speakers of Eidolon, episode 78. Remember to follow us on Twitter at SpeakersXIV, Facebook.com/SpeakersXIV. I'm going to delete it on air one day. One day I will. YouTube.com/SpeakersXIV and Twitch.tv/SpeakersOfEidolon. You can join our Discord if you're watching this as a recording. You can check out the description for the link. If you're watching this live, you can use !Discord to have Nightbot lead you to our realm. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. And if you're watching live, make sure to stay tuned for the post show where we're going to look at our minimum eye level run of Pharaoh's Sirius.
Oh god,
it's good, and we'll do other stuff there too. you know, it's the same old. If you're not watching that, we'll see you next week. So bye, guys, and may you ever walk in the light of the crystal and all that. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.